Welcome guys, and welcome back to another video. In the last video I left you guys where I actually did the coolant system. I plugged in all the coolant lines and then poured it with water, ran it up to temperature. It is running. The fans do kick in, so which is a good thing, so it's not overheating. There's no air pockets inside the system, so which is good. So yeah, in today's video we'll pretty much be buttoning back up everything. I'll flush the coolant while I'm at the process, and then connect up everything, the horns, the fog lights, um, everything that I need that needs to be plugged into the front end. So yeah, let's go, let's get it. So before we start, yeah, my car is running out of fuel. I don't have fuel, so as you can see, it's in the red. It says the range it is 20 kilometers. So I just went and bought myself some 5 liters of 95 run. Gonna pour that quickly into the tank, and then once I'm done pouring that into the tank, next step, I'll probably now get a bucket underneath so that I can now flush all the water that's inside, because obviously there's water in there. There's water, so I need to unplug the radiators, make sure that everything is flushed out, and then pour some fresh coolant inside the system. So that's what I'll be doing next. So once I'm done with all of that, the next step obviously will be aligning the bumpers, doing the bonnet cable latch, if I can find it somewhere. There it is. Do the bonnet cable back up, plug the horns, get the front bumper, obviously connect the horn, the fog lights horn, and then the headlights will come last. So I've already fitted everything in. Also the air ducts are also fitted nicely and snug in there. So it's just a matter of now, getting the bolts tightened up properly. Once that's in place, then we should be good to finish up the rest of the car. Let's go. So these are air ducts. These are honeycomb air ducts. No, honeycomb grills for the fog lights, I mean. So these guys, you see, if you can check, that one is blanked out. These ones have some holes in them. So that is going to be replaced with these so that it allows air to flow inside the radiator. So I'm going to take these off, and I still want to retain the fog light, so these ones are going to go off. These ones are going to go off, and then this is going to come in. So yeah, got one for the left and another one for the right side, so it's two of them. Let me remove these, fit them back in, and then yeah, carry on with the job. Right, we are getting there. So the front bumper is in, so nice and flush. So here's the honeycomb style grills. I think they look much better. I retained the fog lights, however I can still get some air underneath the radiators, and I think some air can still go underneath there to cool down the engine. So with the air guides in, the fog light wouldn't fit properly, of course, because the S3s do not come with these fog lights, simply because of that reason. So obviously I had to take them out in order for me to retain having fog lights, because I wanted to keep fog lights, but however still have air go flowing into the radiators there. Same on the other side. Same on the other side. Yeah, I took away the air guides, but there's still enough gap in there for for enough sufficient airflow, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm not too concerned or bothered. Obviously my radiators have the protective grills for little chipsets or stones that might enter into the system. So yeah, here we are. So then obviously now the coolant as well has been topped with proper G13 coolant. You see there it's at its maximum. Next step now obviously will to fit the headlights, putting back the headlights. Once the headlights are in, button up everything else that needs connecting. The parking sensors are also bolted up. Do the airbox. Once I'm done with the airbox, or the next step, I'll just button up these. Obviously I had to as I mentioned, I think in the past, that the washer bottle has been moved obviously to the right side. There it is down there. Everything has been connected as well, for the headlight washers, the sensors, and the two other pumps, the plugs for the pumps. So those will be taped up nicely here alongside, and then I'll just put back the covers, put back the wipers, and then the gas strut as well is it's dead. So I have a new one in the car somewhere, so I'll replace that as well, so that I don't use this to hold the bonnet up. And then once I'm done with all of that, because all of those cosmetics, I think will be at a good space. We can put the tires back in and then take it out for a proper drive. Okay, it's now back on the ground again. Next step will be just to taping these things up. That I can do at a later stage. I don't have to record all of that, doing all of these taping and putting everything back together, connecting the windscreen wipers and the gas bonnet strut. So that I'll do it off camera. But the car is back on the ground. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Then now I can actually test it out for the first time. Yeah, it has been a good journey. Obviously now I need to take it out for a first proper test drive on the road, see how the gearbox is behaving, because it was a bit weird at some point while it was on the ramps. I'll just perform another basic settings just to be, just to be certain, and just to give the car a little bit of, so that it can learn all these things by its own, and then drive it out soon as I'm done with all of the basic settings. But yeah. The car now has a new heart transplant. It's a DJH S3 engine, which is now fitted and they tested. I'm super happy. So I've finally done the swap. from an A3 1.8 TFSI CJS engine code to a DJH for the facelift S3s. Gearbox is a DQ250 because I wanted to keep it front wheel drive. I'm not sure if you could run a 381 on front wheel drive basis, but I don't know. We'll see how the 250 DQ250 behaves. If I do not like how it behaves, then I'll probably swap it up for a 381, so which is also 7-speed, by the way. All right, so I'm gonna quickly go out for a run just to see how this gearbox is behaving, because now remember I did the DQ250 swap from a DQ200, so I've already done the basic settings. All of that has been done. The only thing left now is what, just to test it, take it out for a drive, and then hopefully it will be changing gears smoothly. But I'll just run around the complex around here, because I don't want to take it out on the road, because should something come up while I'm driving, then I might have to stop. So I'm gonna start it up. Just adjust this quickly. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's driving on second gear now. Yeah, but the flywheel is making quite a lot of noise. There's quite a lot of rattling that's going on the flywheel, so I think that needs to be changed, because it's causing the car to actually, vibrate a lot while it's changing gears. So I just turned back, but however it is driving, so I'll just obviously need to replace the flywheel, yeah, because it is making quite a lot of noise and it's causing the gearbox to malfunction. So I'll sort that out as soon as possible.
A few moments later.
Right, you probably heard from the video that the flywheel is making a lot of noise. So next step, I need to obviously drop the gearbox and then change the flywheel. So yeah, it's quite a lot. So obviously I need to disconnect the coolant lines, take out this boost pipe that goes into the turbo, obviously remove the starter, because there's another bolt that lives underneath the starter where this thing bolts. The plugs have been disconnected. Yeah, I might even try to maybe I don't know, but I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. Obviously things like I have to take out the drive shaft from this side and then unbolt the other one for the right side. I will try and hold it up with an engine crane, and then just see if I can shift it a bit, and then if I could reach out to the bolts of the flywheel. But yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Obviously I need to support the engine, since I need to remove the gearbox mount and the dog bolt mount. I'll just jack it up underneath so that it doesn't obviously fall over. because I am avoiding obviously having to take the whole engine out, because it's not necessary for you to do that. But yeah, I'll try and support it up so that it doesn't tilt over. Yeah, and then I'll see if I've got some space, but it is a tight fit, as you can see, because obviously this pipe is in the way, these coolant lines are in the way. Yeah. This is not, this job isn't giving me any good vibes, but we have to crack on with it, because it has to be done anyway, or else I won't be able to drive and test the vehicle. Obviously the gear link cable has to come off as well, so I'll see how I can do it. Either I'll hold the gearbox with the crane, or support the engine with the crane and then try to just hold the transmission with the jack, and then drop it out nicely with the jack. I will see which method works best, but I think I'll just support the engine with the crane, because it makes more sense, because I'll just obviously hook it up on this point here, and then it won't drop down and then end up breaking the other mount. So yeah, I think I'll go with that method. Support the engine here with the crane, undo all the gearbox bolts, all the coolant lines, and the gearbox mount as well, and then drop it nicely from the bottom. And then yeah, I won't take it out all completely. I will see if I have enough space to work with, and then if I do, then I'll just unbolt the flywheel and then take out the old flywheel which is damaged and put in a new one, and then yeah, put back the gearbox. I was so looking forward for the first drive, but unfortunately things like this do happen, and then I just need to tackle some small bits, like just properly aligning the bumper here, because I think it's not hooked up properly inside the bumper slider here. I'll tackle that later once I'm done with the gearbox, and then we should be good. It's also a good thing that I didn't top it up all with all the coolant, because now I still have a bottle of coolant here, because obviously now me disconnecting the coolant lines means I'm going to lose some of the coolant. So yeah, it's a good thing that I still have some coolant available. I'll top it up. I'll add some more bottles if I need to, so that I can obviously top it up. As you can see, it was already down just the, but yeah, that's going to be topped up once everything has been connected up again with the new flywheel in. I'm going to buy a brand new one now. I'm not going to go around messing about with second-hand ones, because this was a second-hand flywheel that I got from a guy, and then that happened. So it's a second-hand part. I can't return it and say your thing is not working, so I'll just have to buy a brand new one to avoid issues like this in the future, because yeah, a brand new one obviously would work. And then that one obviously had a lot of surface rust. Right, so in that last clip you saw, I actually ended up taking the car to DLB Motorspec, because I was a bit too lazy to actually work on the car myself. I had other things that I needed to do, so I drove the car over to DLB, and then I asked the guys that side to actually fit in the flywheel for me. So they did the new flywheel and refitted back the gearbox. So the car is driving. There's no issues whatsoever at the moment. So we've got a new flywheel inside, we've topped up the coolant, it's all good. So yeah, the car is in perfect condition. I'll see if I can post a clip of it driving somewhere, but yeah, it is driving, and yeah, it has a lot of power. It is holding quite nicely. Yeah, it was a good journey. So it has its own highs and lows, but yeah, at the end of the day, we actually did it, so it's all good. Yeah, again guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. It helps grow, it helps the channel grow as well. So yeah, till next time guys, I'll catch you in the next video.